Greetings, friends. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Brittany. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to what we have going on here, and welcome to my very first Halloween series on my YouTube channel called Hallowstein. You're here at such a special time. I would love it if you would join the Brat Pack by subscribing and ringing that bell. I put out new videos every week, both true crime and beauty related, and I'd love to hang out with you. You specifically. Yes, you. Do it. Thank you. So, normally on this channel we do a thing called Morbid Makeup, where I tell you a true crime case while putting makeup on my face, a twist on a classic Get Ready With Me. But since it's October, I want to put a twist on what we've already twisted. So, thus was born Hallowstein. It's Halloween and BRATTERSTEIN. They got together, had a little baby, and now this is what we're doing for the whole month of October, 2 videos a week. So what it is essentially, I'm gonna be telling you the true story that then inspired a supernaturally charged horror movie that was, wait for it, based on a true story. Dun, dun, dun. And instead of beauty makeup like I normally do, I'm gonna do a Halloween look for you that'll be easy and approachable and not too difficult to recreate. Okay, so now that we're all caught up on what this is, today's story is going to be on the haunting of the Perron family. And this particular haunting story inspired one of my favorite horror movies that's come out in the last couple years, and that is called The Conjuring. Which, if you haven't seen it, highly suggest. 10 out of 10, very good film. Now, gather around my campfire, children, and I will tell you the story of the Perron family haunting. Almost didn't blow out. That would have been embarrassing for me. So it's January of 1971, and the Perron family that consisted of Carolyn, the mother, Roger, the father, and the couple's 5 daughters. That's right, 5 kids. Already scary stuff. Well, this family, the Perron family, all 7 of them move into a 10-bedroom farmhouse in Rhode Island. And so begins every horror movie ever. Well, every house haunting horror movie ever. Does anyone else automatically get scared of big houses like that? Like 10 bedrooms, okay. So there's 10 places that a burglar could hide, or in this case, a ghost or a demon. Plus, additionally, who's cleaning these 10 bedrooms? I guess that's why they had 5 kids, maybe? I don't know. As my mother said, brought you in this world to clean up the house. Anyone else's mother say that? Okay. Okay, so, big family. 10 rooms, 5 kids, 2 adults, move into the house, Harrisville, Rhode Island. And immediately, they start to notice some strange things happening, as one does in these stories. So it started small, as it usually does, with Carolyn, you know, seeing the broom move by itself or hearing scratching noises coming from the kitchen. But when she'd enter the kitchen, surprise, no one in there. Sometimes after she would hear the noises or see the broom moving by itself, there would be like, you know, food, debris, like kitchen things in a pile on the floor that looked like they had been swept there, but she never swept. And things escalated to the point that the beds would shake and lift off the ground every morning. No, 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 no. So, if all of that wasn't scary enough, because I gotta be honest, all of that would be scary enough for me, the kids started to see full-on, full-body apparition spirits. The girls said that they saw a full-body apparition of a young boy running around their house trying to get them to play with him and moving around all of their toys. Most of the spirits the girls did describe as harmless, but some of them they said were not harmless, were mean, terrifying, and violent. The girls said that there was one spirit that would just appear in the corner of their bedroom and stare at them while they played and just smile at them, like a really creepy smile, like. I can't, I'm not a malicious spirit, but I imagine it's something similar to that. So, with the beds levitating off of the ground and then slamming to the floor, other furniture just sliding across the room on its own, the photo frames flying off the walls almost daily, Carolyn got a little freaked out. Obviously. So, terrified of what was going on in her home, Carolyn decided she wanted to look into the history of the house, be like, what could have happened that's making this happen? And she found that prior to them living there, the house had been in the same family for 8 generations, and that a lot of people in that family had died in very suspicious ways. Several people have committed suicide, naturally, and there are even a couple of murders. I don't know what that is, but it'll come together, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. So one of the most terrifying spirits in the house was a woman who had a broken neck, and she seemed to be like the driving force in most of the hauntings and was the most aggressive. And in the movie, she was given the name Bathsheba. During one of her attacks, Bathsheba claimed that she, not Carolyn, was the head of this household, and she was threatened by Carolyn's position of power in the home. It was her home. Get out! So, in doing some research, it turns out Bathsheba, real person, her name was Bathsheba Sherman, and she lived on the Perron's property in the 1800s. Nothing good came out of the 1800s, am I right? So, Miss Sherman, Bathsheba Sherman, when she was alive, she was known to be a Satanist, and there was even suspicious that she had been involved in the death of a neighbor kid, but there was never any way to prosecute her, and she never went to trial for it. Anyway, though it was never confirmed, the family believed that this spirit with the broken neck was Bathsheba, and that she was the one who was terrorizing their home and their family and their lives. So, even though Bathsheba was like Big Mama spirit in the house, there were other spirits that would terrorize the family as well, and with these spirits would come the smell of rotting flesh. So the family said that they would often smell that scent coming from the basement, so they would be like doing everything in their capability not to go down to the basement because fuck all that noise, right? But sneaky little ghosts would often turn off the family's heat in their home, which would cause the father to have to go to the basement to rectify the cold ass house situation. When down in the basement, Roger would be overwhelmed with the feeling of dread, sorrow. He would smell the rotting flesh. He would feel cold spots while walking around, and he would just feel the overall presence surrounding him, suffocating him. He wanted to go upstairs. He was not about that life, which I get it. The hauntings just seem to be getting worse with everything else that we've discussed, like the pictures flying off the wall, things moving by themselves, hearing voices, seeing apparitions. Well, the girls started to get their hair pulled in the night. They'd be sleeping and it would just be like, rip them across the bed. And they started to hear whispers in their ears that was telling them that there were bodies buried within their walls. That's terrifying. Can you imagine being a little girl and just, there's bodies in your walls, and then getting your hair pulled in the night? No. No! No. So Carolyn, who seemed to be the main focus of Bathsheba, the broken neck woman spirit, would start to now get physical injuries on her body as the possession and the haunting progressed. She would feel like she was being pinched or slapped, but obviously no one was there. And it got so bad that she would find punctures in her legs, just out of nowhere. And then whole leg. Demon. No. And they would be so bad that she would actually bleed from these injuries. So things are getting serious. Now it's no game. So they need to call in some heavy hitters. Do something about this demon problem because shit's getting real. You feel me? Which, I mean, shit was already real in my opinion. I would have already tried to figure out how to get out of there, but I guess like being physically injured is like, maybe we do something now. So, scared that things seemed to be getting worse instead of better and things were escalating, now there was physical injuries, the family contacted paranormal investigators and husband and wife, Ed and Lorraine Warren, for help. Ed was a World War II veteran and a retired police officer who was now a self-taught demonologist, and Lorraine was a clairvoyant and a psychic and a medium who could contact the dead and get visions. So at this point in their career, Ed and Lorraine Warren were pretty well known in the field of paranormal investigation. In 1952, they had opened up the New England Society for Psychic Research, and that is now considered the oldest psychic research facility in New England. And they hunt ghosts. That's basically what it's for. They are ghost hunters. What a job. Can you imagine? No, thank you. Let me just go out and hunt some ghosts. I've thought about doing this, but I am a giant baby and I will not do it. So they were already pretty well known, but Ed and Lorraine gained quick notoriety and popularity in the field of ghost hunting and paranormal research after their part in the investigation of the Amityville horror house. So over the 10-year-long period that the Perron family stayed in that Rhode Island farmhouse, and yeah, you heard me right, this family, even though they were experiencing this, stayed for 10 years. No thank you, sir. But anyways, over those 10 years, the Warrens, paranormal investigators, came over several times to investigate the happenings that were going on inside the house. So at one point, Lorraine Warren tried to conduct a seance to try to, communicate with the spirits that were in the house. And when she did this, Carolyn became possessed. Carolyn started speaking in tongues and in a voice not her own. Scary. And then the chair that she was sitting on, it raised from the ground and slammed itself across the room with her in it. In the movie, they showed that this happened during an exorcism, but Lorraine and Ed swear up and down that they never performed any sort of exorcism because it wasn't their place to do that, and that was like a priest's thing, but who actually knows? I don't know. Do you know? So Roger, who had just watched, you know, his wife get possessed and speak in tongues get thrown across the room, he realized that, I don't know, maybe these paranormal investigators are making things worse instead of making things better. So he was like, I'm gonna have to ask you politely to go. Just thanks, but no thanks. I'm gonna need you to go. So he kicked them out, asked them never to come back, hoping that that would appease the spirits and they would chill, because they were not chill at this point. Super, super not chill. So the family then stayed in the home until they were financially able to move out in 1980. Can you imagine going through all that and just being like, well, we threw all of our money into this house, so we just gotta ride this out, guys. Sorry for the realness, but this is your life. Get used to it. No, poor guys, no. I mean, I get it. Houses are expensive. I don't have a house. If I bought a house, it would have been with all of my life savings, so I understand not being able to afford to leave, but man, would you be able to stay? I don't think I could. I think I'd just be like, well, gonna have to be living on the street. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. What would you do? I don't know. But I guess after that, when the family left in 1980, they were cured. Everything was fine. They never experienced any type of haunting ever again, and they just have like a weird thing in their past that they got a party story, you know? Like, you want to hear about the time I lived in a haunted ass house and my wife got possessed and my kids were getting ripped around by their ponytails? But you know what? The family insists that it was real and that it happened. One of the daughters even wrote a book about it, and Lorraine and Ed Warren corroborated that it happened, and they stick to their guns on this. Ed Warren unfortunately passed away in 2006, but Lorraine Warren was still alive at the time that the Conjuring movies were made. And I did say movies. There's actually 2 Conjuring movies. But Lorraine Warren was a consultant on the Conjuring movies, and she helped them write them and prepare them, and she says, and it said that she made sure that they didn't take too many liberties. Of course they took some liberties, but not too many, because she wanted to get the story out there, I guess. Lorraine unfortunately did die as well. At this point, she died in 2019, so she is no longer with us. That's rude, I'm sorry. And that's the story of the true events of the Perron family, the haunting that inspired The Conjuring. What do you guys think? Do you think it's real? The Warrens swore it was true. The Perrons still swear that it's true to this day. So I don't know, do you believe in this stuff? I don't know if I do, but regardless, whether you believe in it or not, it's October, it's spooky season. This is the time for ghost stories. Am I right? It's time to hang out, have some fun, hang out around my campfire. I already blew the candle out, but just have some fun and take our minds off the actual horror that is America in 2020. Am I right? And this is the look we came up with. I think it's cute. I like it a lot. I didn't know exactly what I was gonna do. I didn't know I was gonna go this ham. I think it looks really cool. I knew for sure I wanted to do a skull, because I know a lot of ladies like to do sugar skulls for Halloween because they want to be like spooky, but they also want to be hot. I get it. Going out, man catching, or just wanting to feel good, but I don't love the look of painting the whole face white, so I decided to do something a little more fun, and I was inspired by my shirt, my ponytail, and my nails. So I want to do like a neon-y sugar skull, and I think it's pretty cute. I know it's not really a sugar skull, it's just a skull, but I think it's a nice alternative. What do you think? Do you like it? If you recreate it, tag me, BrATTERSTEIN on Instagram. I'd love to see it. And that completes this video. Guys, please make sure to join the Brat Pack by subscribing and ringing that bell. I would love to hang out with you. I think that it's a lot of fun, and I think that you're really cool, and I think that you have good ideas. So let me know of any cases that you would like to see once Halloween is over, any true crime cases. I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. All naughty people, and no nice. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for being here for my very first Halloween series on my channel after 4 years of being on YouTube. It's really special and I'm having a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. Please let me know down below if you are, because that would be great and it would make me feel really nice. And yeah, just thank you for being here when you could be anywhere else in the world. You're tight, this is tight, and I hope to see you in my next video.